Okay, welcome back. Another episode of There Will Be Bond. I'm Pete Brooker. This is episode 91 today. We're going to be covering minutes 119 and 120 of Casino Royale. Over there is Rob Smith. How are we doing today, Rob?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good. Rob, okay, so this is like the second or third episode that we've had to do over Zoom. Normally we're in the same room, but just I think we need to set some context for people why we're doing it this way. Maybe you can fill in the blanks.
Very briefly, yeah. So, as I mentioned, the Patreon show last week, for non-patrons, just fill in the gaps. My cat Vespa was in hospital a couple of weeks ago, having a stone removed from her intestine, and she has had to spend subsequent 2 weeks locked up in a cage, poor thing, and I have to administer medication 3 times a day. And so, which means I have to work from home for 2 weeks to do that and keep an eye on her, poor little thing. So this is the second week of that. Poor Vespa's going nuts downstairs.
How's she
Uh,
doing?
she's not happy. She's as what? Would you be happy locked up in a cage for 2 weeks?
No, that's kind of my life anyway, really. Well, what do you?
Yeah,
But you
she's
get
she's.
Vesper out to watch the telly, right? Because you've been sending me
I get
pictures of
yeah,
you
I
and her
get her out.
watching films.
Yeah, I get her out in the evening. They've said if you can have her out in the evening as long as you're keeping an eye on her so she's not jumping around. And they say you can't let her run or jump for 2 weeks. That's the point because she's had stitches, you
Right.
see. So as long as you keep an eye on her, but you know what it's like with cats. They'll jump on the table, they'll jump on the windowsill. That's why she's in a cage, poor thing. It's been a complete nightmare.
All
So
right.
yeah, but yeah, she's so we've and then we've got another 2 weeks where she's not allowed in the garden, so that's going to drive her nuts as well. But at least I'll be able to see you in person, and I
Okay.
won't be confined to the house looking after her.
All
Poor
right.
little
Well,
thing.
we
Oh,
mentioned it on the Patreon last week, but so Rob texts me just before we turned the mics on, and he said, "Look, remember your mantra, which is be nice to Rob," and I have to write that down on a bit of paper because I don't know. I think I am a little bit mean to you sometimes, but
underlined
yeah, I
ten
underline
times.
be nice to Rob, but
Yeah.
then I was gonna text back. I said, "All right, well, I'll be nice, Rob." But you've also got to stop saying insane things. Like I said to you last week that Vesper is a dumb cat because she swallowed a stone the size of a 50p piece. And you defended her to the hilt, saying she's a very intelligent cat. Very
She
intelligent.
is. She
Well,
is.
I said to Anastasia, I said,
All
it's
cat.
impossible. It's impossible to be nice to you when you say such things.
But hang on, all cats are intelligent. Have you not seen
Oh,
that
God.
program, The Secret Life of Cats, where they walk around, they were tracking them, walking around that village, and they know where other cats are and they avoid them. That is incredible intelligence.
Okay,
All
but
cats are
it's
intelligent.
basic Darwinism not to swallow a stone. Like
Well,
you could
it was
literally get your dial
obviously
face
from
of a watch, and that's what she's swallowed.
it was obviously from my gravel driveway, and she was playing with some dead animal, and it got
All right,
attached
yeah.
to this dead animal's
All right,
like
I don't want to relive
blood.
it. I don't want to, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying I'm being nice to Rob, but
that's what
you should
happens.
also have something written down, Rob, saying I must stop saying insane things. Like my cat is intelligent. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
So that's the
try.
reason.
I'll
Hopefully
try.
next week we'll be back to normal and we'll get in the same room and record
Yes.
these.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
we do have Rob. You've got something teed up for us later in the show, as well as covering the minutes of Casino Royale. You're going to be doing the comparisons of the Sean Connery 4Ks because you've been really, taking these apart. You've been texting me each
Yeah.
time you spot the difference, basically. So you're going to give us a little bit
Yeah.
of a breakdown on those, yeah?
Yeah. Gonna have a bit of a rundown on the new Sean Connery 4K box set that I've been working my way through. In a nutshell, it's just the audio I have issues with the new Dolby Atmos audio. Picture-wise, they're all amazing. It's
Right.
just the audio. So we're going to be I'll go through that each film in more detail later on.
And do you want to dedicate that to Rebecca because she said, please don't put this behind the paywall because I want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So yeah, that's for our friend Rebecca Andrews because she wants to hear this on the normal show.
Sure. All right, Rebecca, no problem. So let's talk, Rob. Anything I want to know, have you been up to anything Bondian outside of studying the 4Ks?
Yeah, so outside of that, there's a few things. Yeah, so yesterday I watched License to Kill, my annual viewing. So when I finally finished my box set, I was like, oh, I'm really behind in my viewings, my annual viewings. So the next on my list was License to Kill. So I've got that in 4K on
Mm.
iTunes. I mean, I've got them all in 4K on iTunes. So it's always nice to watch that. And I've got my new telly, my new 55-inch Samsung
Oh,
4K.
yeah.
So
Have you managed
which
to
I've only
sell the
had.
other one?
Not yet. Well, I haven't even listed it yet. I've been too busy. It's sat in the garage.
You
So
could have
if
that.
anyone want,
You could have that set up for Vespa. She could be
yeah,
watching. So she's in the garage in a cage, just fucking
yeah.
staring at her own shadows. You could be putting on the
Well,
bloody telly
do you
for her.
know what? Yeah, I could have the Cat from Outer Space on loop. She loves that film. But yeah. So yeah. So it was great seeing it on my new telly. And it's yeah, License to Kill. It's not my favorite Bond film. It's quite low down in my ranking, and I know Fraser, our friend Fraser Lockley, is very cross about this, and he has been trying to win me round because I think it's his favorite Bond film.
Really? Oh, nice. Good old
Yeah,
Fraser.
yeah, he loves it. I'm really not a fan,
Mm,
really not a fan at all. There are lots of things I don't like about that film.
okay.
I really don't like the score. I really don't. It just seems to me like a sort of generic 1980s action film slash TV movie from the way it's shot. We spend so much time in America. The score by Michael Kamen, it's like Die Hard, stroke Lethal Weapon. It doesn't feel like a Bond film to me. It just doesn't.
Do
And I'm
you, is
sorry
this
about
because
that.
you just don't like Americans, Rob?
No, it's of course it's not. But a
You
lot
know
of
what?
that film is spent in America, and obviously it was all filmed in Mexico and all that, and that's fine. But it's just the way that it's shot as well. I don't know what it is about the lighting, whether it was the budget. It just doesn't seem to have the glamour that other Bond films
Mm,
have, and the exotic locations that other films have, and the color palette that other films have. And when you compare it with Living Daylights, which I bloody love, that's one of my favorite Bond films. So it's got nothing to do with Tim.
mm.
It's to do with everything else in that film. You know, you got score by John Barry in The Living Daylights, which I love. You've got different locations with well, Afghanistan stroke Morocco, isn't it? And Vienna. You know, really, it's just more romantic, that film. It seems more colorful. It just seems more Bondian,
Uh-huh.
than the other one, which just doesn't seem like a Bond film to me. So I
There you go.
really struggle with License to Kill,
There
I'm
you
afraid,
go.
and
He really does.
I'm sorry
You
about
had
that.
to.
And I know a lot of people love it, and I've upset a lot of people,
Yeah, yeah.
but
You've.
that's how I feel. But I still watch it. I still enjoy it. It's a Bond film. I'm not going
Yeah,
to not watch
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I would argue a lot of those points, Rob, but I don't think we got the time for me to rip
No, what
that
about you?
to rip that apart.
Have you done anything Bondian this
Um,
week?
well, as people might know that I've been in Orlando and Florida and Daytona and West Palm Beach. Actually, I was in just yesterday, so I just flew in. So if I feel like I'm dragging my feet through this interview, it's because I've literally just flown in for
Yeah,
this.
you're jet lagged, aren't you?
But it's all
Do you
good.
still feel you're on holiday, or are you acclimatizing to getting back in UK sync? Or
No, I've literally just landed about 12 hours ago from spending all day traveling and having a couple of drinks in the lounge, having a couple of drinks on the plane. And then you
Hmm.
realize, oh, I better not have a drink when I get off the plane because it's only 6:30 in the morning. But I fancy one just to keep the buzz going. You're like, oh God, I'm mid buzz. This is a really
Yeah.
bad time to stop. So that aside, but I did stumble upon something when I was in the hotel. So look, I'm not saying this to brag in any way, but we did stay at a very flash hotel, the wife and I, right? So we treated
Oh
ourselves.
yeah.
We're having a bit of a rum time in America. As I've said 1,000 times, our place in Orlando, it's underwater, it's got
Yeah.
flooded. So we're living Airbnbs and we're really living very frugally in these Airbnbs. But this particular weekend, before we'd splash out and treat ourselves, and we stayed in a very nice hotel. It was the Palm House Hotel. So we're at the bar, and I just want a martini, right? Just a regular martini. And the
A
guy
Vespa.
well, actually, do you know, so something happened. As I was going through the cocktail menu, there came an order from a girl at the pool, and she wanted a Vespa, right? So the guy's like the barman goes, "Yeah, don't worry, I know the ingredients for a Vespa," and he starts knocking it together. And I can see what he's doing, making this Vespa, and he's doing equal measures of vodka, equal measures of gin, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, you don't want to do 3 part vodka, 1 part gin there?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, the recipe for the Vespa, the three
Yeah.
parts
Yeah. Yeah.
vodka,
Yeah.
1 part Gordon,
Did
and
he
then you
did he did he have the Lillet?
he put quinoa. No, sorry, no, he put the Lillet Blanc in, right?
Yeah,
And I
good.
said, well,
He's got
if
that.
you got the wow, good, but then there's a lot. So there's more closer versions to the quinoa Lillet, right? There's was it the Coca Americana? I forget the exact name of it, but there's a more close like
Is
a
there?
bit. Yeah, yeah. It's like the Americana Conchi or something. Oh, fuck,
Oh,
I've
okay.
screwed
I
up the
didn't
name.
know that.
Anyway, so
Nice.
but the fact that he's doing the equal measures of vodka and gin is something that I've flagged up, and
Mm.
uh, and so the barman goes, "Well, how do you do it?" And I reel off, the recipe from the thing,
Yes.
and the waiter goes, "How did you know that?" And I go, and I just because and without even thinking, I just turned to him and I said, "Because I'm an alcoholic." And it got a good laugh along the bar, but it's kind of true. So I just
And
said,
then you
like,
caveated that with, I'm also a Bond fan.
I didn't bother going into it. I didn't bother. But
Oh, you should have
I
done.
did just ask for a normal martini after that because I didn't fancy his Vespa. And they didn't do a normal martini, right? So I thought, okay, son of but then on the list they have to stick to the cocktail list. And I saw the cocktail list. It's a espresso martini, it's a porn star martini, it's a passion fruit martini, it's a lychee martini. And I'm going to put this out to the group, right? To the listeners. Has anyone
Mm.
else picked up on this? That the standard martini is just not around as much as it used to. It's almost like we're trying to constantly improve on the martini and we need to
Mm.
dress it up. We need to make it more sugary. We need to make it more interesting. I don't know what it is, but for the life of me, can't seem to get just a martini as much as I used to back in the day. Have you noticed this at all?
I personally don't really drink cocktails much, so I
Neither
couldn't
do
tell
I.
you.
Neither do I. But the
Um,
only times that I've gone to the cocktail list is either for a Negroni or a Martini. Negroni's fine, 10 to a dozen. You can always find them on the cocktail list. A
mm.
standard Martini. I just want to know if it's just me or if I'm just noticing
Do you know,
a lot of the
when you
Martinis are
say
pre-mixed.
that, I don't think you do see that much these days. When I think about when I've looked at cocktail menus, I very rarely just see martini. It's
Yeah.
all these other things like Sex on the Beach and
You have to.
mint julep or mojito or whatever. You don't see martini.
Well, if you do see a martini, I'm saying I don't think you see like a standard martini. It's all these
Mm.
pre-mixed drinks
Yeah,
now,
they
and
are
I think
premix.
because we're
Yeah.
so hooked on sugar, and we're desperately trying to sex it up, make it sound like porn
Mm.
star martini you can get everywhere in the UK. It
Mm.
sounds like
Mm.
we're
Mm.
forgetting the
Mm.
fundamentals. Yeah, and we're
Mm.
trying to fix something that ain't broke, right?
I think
Anyway,
you ought to get on to Fraser Lockley about this.
yeah,
He's the one to talk to. The drinks of Bond.
is he?
He's into all that sort of. Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm. And
We'll
Kyle is
get.
as well, I think. So,
Yes.
well, many people I know, but so that's I'm
Yes.
just
Yes.
yeah. Drop a note in the listener mail. Oh, email by
Yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
listener mail. There will be bond@gmail.com. Is anyone else picking up on this? Very quickly,
Yeah.
Rob. Want to talk about the Shaken Not Stirred? There was was there
Oh
an event
yes.
that's been sold out?
So the Shaken Not Stirred annual event that they hold every October at the Pinewood Hotel. So they released an email this week for their members to say the tickets are going to go on sale. They did a live stream on Saturday night talking about it and the guests, etc. And I think I've literally just heard that it has now sold out to
You and I are going,
members.
are we? You bought me a ticket, didn't you?
I'm going.
Did you buy me a
I,
ticket?
I didn't buy you a ticket.
Hold on a minute. You bought me a ticket. You said you bought me a ticket. I've got it in the diary.
No, I've only bought myself a ticket. Hang on, but we've booked a room, haven't we?
Yeah, we booked a room, you and I. Well, you booked it, right?
Oh shit. I didn't think it was gonna sell out. Oh shit, what are we gonna do?
Well, I tell you what, we're not going to do is anything kinky in that room. I mean, if we were going to an
Well,
event afterwards, fair enough. But if I'm just going to to fucking go head to toes with you in the bed, you forget it, pal.
yeah,
Well,
we need to
I've
sort that
been
out.
away.
Well,
I have no idea. I've not even received the
yeah, no,
emails
well,
from these guys.
yeah,
So,
they've literally, well, I didn't think it would sell out like that, but apparently it has done. I've just been told,
mm.
and they have a waiting list for people who are going to cancel. So get
I
on
don't
that
get.
waiting list.
I'm a member of this club. I don't know what's going on. What am I doing?
Yeah, there
Am I
was an
not in the loop?
email.
There was
There
not an
was an
email to
email.
me. Anyway, but look, I've had my grievances with these boys before, so fair enough.
Yeah,
Look, I'm glad it's sold
there's
out. It's always good when a Bond event
there
sells
was an
out.
email
I'm
on
happy.
Saturday night. You should have got that. I got that email on Saturday night with the link to buying tickets. So all members got that.
Very good.
So maybe it
Not
went into your junk or something. I
maybe
don't
it
know.
did. Maybe it did. Well, look,
Anyway, so that's
I'm glad that Bond events sell out. That's good.
well,
I'm happy
yes,
about that.
yes. So
And
that's something that's happened. We'll have to look into that.
all right. Well, another event I'm not going to. It's fucking hell. It's racking up, is it? So Warren posted the tickets for the Money Penny gig. Is that right?
Yes, so I received in the post, which I had to sign for, my VIP ticket to cue the music because I'm getting a photo with the money pennies and the
Very
talk and
good.
everything, the pre-show do. So they're being sent out in the post. So I received that this week as well. And
Very
did you,
good.
and you haven't you're not going to the money penny well, you're not having the money penny
No,
photograph, are you? But you are going to the like pre and
I
post
can't
show
do
do,
it.
aren't
Can't
you?
do it, man. Can't do it. I got
What?
I did get this email. This email landed.
Okay.
I
So
just
you
got
got
it.
your
But
digital ticket.
yeah, I got it to all of it. But I'm out of the country. I'm not going to be around, so that's a shame.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
joking. Why? What you doing?
I think I'm in South Africa. South Africa, mate.
Oh no.
Well, diplomatic immunity.
What's happening in South Africa?
I go to South Africa every year around about this time because
Do you?
it's a bloody great country to visit. The food is great, the wine is amazing, and it's
I've never been.
dirt
Actually, I'd love
cheap.
to go.
Dirt cheap.
Are you Joburg or
No,
you go
Cape Town.
Joburg?
Cape
Cape
Town, mate.
Town. Cape
Cape Town.
Town.
Yeah. With diplomatic immunity.
Have you done Joburg?
I haven't done Joburg, but let's crack on, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's not do a travel vlog.
No,
Right.
I want to hear more about this though. We'll do that off camera.
All right then. Shall we, Rob? So that's the anything Bondian, a little bit of Bondian roundup, and
Hmm.
we are now going to crack on. Shall we do the minutes, Rob? Let's crack on with the minutes, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I knew it was too early to promote you.
Well, I understand double O's have a very short life expectancy. So your mistake will be short-lived.
Okay, where are we up to? We are up to minute 119. And Rob, guess who this is sponsored by?
Propstore?
Yeah, Propstore, propstore.co.uk or propstore.com, I believe. Either one. Propstore, they do all the memorabilia. Obviously, they do some bond lots. I know there's a couple bond lots that are active. There's one that's just been posted in a new catalogue. It's all of Denise Richards' wardrobe from her film. Yeah, so it's like all
Really?
these. Yeah, yeah. Did you see the story that I posted?
No.
No. Okay. Well, fucking hell. I should never look. I have to now underline it again. Be nice to Rob. Be nice to Rob. It's a
Look,
fucking
I don't
sponsor
have
for the show.
time to look at stories. I someone's got work to do.
Oh, that's bullshit. It's just fucking. By the way, you just in. This is great. You invoiced me today, right? So we split the sponsor money, which is peanuts, but we split the sponsor money. And Rob
Yeah.
texts me to go. Goes, I've got to invoice you, right, for the sponsor money that we get. I go, yeah. And I tell him the amount. He goes, great. Well, I'm going to send you that invoice. And on the invoice, what do you write on the invoice, Rob?
For professional services, recording the podcast. Yes.
Uh-huh. And what did I reply?
I think you said something very rude on the lines of, do you mean semi-professional?
And this is what I'm getting to, right? Fucking hell.
Bloody cheek, honestly,
Oh,
bloody cheek.
you
You
know what
couldn't
though?
be more professional than us. We couldn't be more professional.
Yeah, you though, semi-professional. Semi.
Yeah,
All right.
yes. Well, something else we'll discuss later.
Propstore.com, the place to go. Links will be in the show notes. And here is the minute. Where did we leave it, Robert? It feels like years ago that we did this.
He's still recuperating, isn't he?
Mm,
And they're having a very little moment together, aren't they? Those
yes.
two,
And so
him and Vesper, and then the guy has just arrived, hasn't he? The
Mendel,
banker. He's
Mendel's
literally running
Mendel's
up.
just rocked up. Okay, we're
They're
going to
having
catch
they're
up now.
having a really intimate moment, and he ruins it.
Yes. All right, here we go.
I'm afraid not. If you would type in the account number. And not the password.
You can do that.
I would if I knew what it was.
VESPEO.
The funds have been transferred. Sorry for disturbing you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Mendel.
You know, James, I just want you to know that if all there was left of you.
Oh,
We're about to embark on a very crucial confession by Vesper here, aren't we? Hey?
yeah. Well, she's basically just betrayed him. She's basically just betrayed him, hasn't she?
Yeah. So that's interesting. So what's going on here? What do you think's going through her mind?
Well, she's torn, isn't she? She's having to go through with all of this, but she doesn't want to because she's fallen in love with him. So that's why she puts her hand on her forehead. I mean, she's going through hell, isn't she, poor woman?
Yeah, it's really interesting because she doesn't telegraph this at all. Like the turmoil that she's
No, no,
going, the
because we don't
conflict.
know.
Yeah,
Because
we
if
don't
you're
know.
seeing this for the first time and you haven't read the book, nobody saw this coming. Nobody thought she was going to betray him.
Mm.
So this is all like later on, and you look back at it, and then you realize why she's getting all emotional, and she's putting her hand on her forehead like this, and yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, it's a really important scene. This,
I love Mendel.
yeah,
I
I
I
love
love
Mendel.
him because he's got no self-awareness, has he? Like he laughs it off. Hey,
Bit like me, really.
yeah, yeah, definitely a bit like you.
You're not meant to agree, you bastard.
Like they say ignorance is bliss. You must be living the life of picnic and roses over there. So like he laughs off Bond's rebuke of oh, he didn't bring any chocolates, and he doesn't quite know how to react. So he just laughs, almost irreverently, doesn't he?
So that laugh that Daniel does, I think that is
Oh,
genuine.
yeah, I think
I
so.
think that is, you can tell by the way the shape of his mouth, because when you see Daniel doing interviews and things,
Mm.
you get to see his personality and when he laughs, and just the way he sort of almost sort of burst out laughing there. He was like, it was a
Yeah.
smirk. Bond is smirking, and we were talking about Bond laughing a few weeks ago, weren't we? It was almost like
Mm.
getting into that, but it was like, yeah, that's Daniel laughing at the actor's performance, the other actor's performance. He's
I think
he's
it's
actually
100% that. Yeah.
cracking a little laugh there. Yeah. And you know what? On my Blu-ray, they do mention that.
What do they talk about?
And yeah, so Martin Campbell and Mickey G, they said they think that's genuine too, and that Daniel did crack up because the actor was
Oh,
so good. The other actor, who's called Luca Pistor, I believe, a
mm.
German actor, and
Yeah.
they were saying that he essentially, that role was written as a dry banker, and he turns it into something much more interesting. And Martin Campbell was saying that's such a plus to have an actor who can transform these parts. And he
Yes,
really does. I mean, he brings a bit of comic relief
he
into the
does.
film. Every scene he's in, which is nice.
The,
You need that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because this feels like a scene that had no rehearsals. And Craig's reaction
Mm.
is like the first time he is seeing this actor laugh.
I know.
Because he
It
overlaughs,
is.
doesn't he? It's like you didn't bring any
He
chocolates.
he
And the guy,
does. Yeah,
And he kind of
he's like,
overlaughs,
yeah,
doesn't
he
he?
does. He's like, you can see he's like, they had to sort of hit cut because he was about to burst out laughing. I think
Yeah.
that's literally where it cuts. Daniel's literally about to guffaw, you know?
It's actually one of my favorite comedic moments of the series
Yeah, it
because it
is.
feels so natural. Yeah, I
It
love it.
does.
It's
Yeah, absolutely.
And it does get a
100%.
big laugh this in the screenings whenever I see it. I've seen it a couple of times in the cinema this. And this
Right.
gets a big laugh. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah.
So Vesper is getting a bit goo-goo eyes here, like that she's watering up. You can see in her eyes, like
Yeah, I know.
those big rugby ball shaped eyes. Those beautiful. Her eyes are huge in this. Like if you see them,
Yeah, and
her eyes are just huge. They're massive.
yeah, she's that mascara's gonna come running down if she's not
Mm.
careful.
Yeah. So
Mm.
she's now about to say, if it was just you and something, if it was only you and something something, and
Your
we're gonna,
little
well,
finger.
we'll get this in the next minute, won't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, no, it's
Getting
all
ahead
right.
of myself here. Yes.
No, it's
Yes.
fine.
I know.
So
Yeah, it stopped just before that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she's just.
on my blue, sorry, Rob, on my Blu-ray commentary, because you've got the special DVD, I've only got like the budget
Oh, yeah,
test.
you've got the other one as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It talks
Yes.
about Phil Mayhew just says that the director of photography. He basically says like you live with these films for about 22 weeks and you focus on one
Mm.
project and it really does eat in your life. You can't, you're 12 hours a day,
Mm.
6 days a week. You can't really find any headspace for anything else apart from the project you're in. And he talks about
Mm.
how it's interesting because all the other films that he works on, they're all his children. Dolly Parton talks about that with her songs as well. They're all kind of his babies. But the
Mm.
Bond films have a life of their own because they live outside of the 2 hours that you watch them. And he says more people come up to him and want to talk about Bond more than any other film. So he knows that these films have an extra cachet, and he's very, very proud, in particular, of this one. So I
Yeah, well, I
thought,
mean that's very interesting because, as you say, if you work in the film industry, I mean, I work in the television industry. I've never worked on film. I've had friends who have done, and I know what it's like. And it's absolutely right. It literally takes over your life. You have no life outside
mm.
this for however long you're on the film.
Bit like this
And I've
podcast.
I've I mean, I've done 12-hour day shifts, I've done 12-hour night shifts, but I've never done six in a row ever
Mm,
in my life. I mean, it destroys you. And if this is what you're doing solidly and for months, the last thing you want is for that film to be forgotten about. Could you imagine all that work you're putting into it, all that concentration you're doing? You're
mm,
literally giving up your entire life for
mm,
this.
mm,
Not many people can do that for their careers. So, absolutely, if you then want this film to be watched and rewatched and critiqued and loved and go on into into the history of film. Obviously, everything goes into the history of film, but to be loved in the history of film is very important.
yeah.
And obviously, with a Bond film, they'll put everything into it because it's so special. And people like us doing these podcasts, and writing books,
Going
etc.,
through it
etc.
minute by minute.
Yeah, well, no one thought they were going to be doing that, but but obviously post DVD, post Blu-ray, people pause and rewind and analyze everything and look at everything. You couldn't
Mm,
do that before home media. So they put so much more into it now. And yeah,
mm.
no, I think that's really interesting what he said.
I was going to say something, but my mind's a bit frazzled. Frazzled. A new
Oh,
word.
I'm sure
Frazzled.
it'll come back to you in a minute. I'm
It
sure.
probably won't. But Rob, how about we hit pause here because I want to get a top up. My
Mm-hmm.
my cat sitter has left some beers in the fridge. So I'm going to go get a beer
Oh,
and we'll crack open your research that you've done on the 4K. I want to hear all about it.
oh
The Sean's,
yes.
yeah. So
Okay, yes.
okay, we're gonna hit upon that right after this.
Okay.
All right, we're back. Rob, I'm excited about this because this has been going on for a while. This has been cooking in the background for some time. You purchased the 4K release, the Sean 4K release,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been going through them blow by blow.
Mm-hmm. All six films.
Okay, so maybe you want to start from the beginning. How do you want to do this?
I already have the films in 4K on iTunes, but when they announced they were going to release the discs, I had to buy them because personally, I think the discs are better. I'm a big fan of physical media, but also it's better quality because it's not so compressed with streaming, And if there's internet problems, etc. It's
Mm.
much better to have it on your shelf. You put it in, you watch it. So I'm a big fan of physical media. So I thought, right, okay, let's get these, let's watch them, let's see what they've done to them. And I was very excited when I heard that these were going to be new restorations. Okay, because these films have had lots of restorations over the years with varying degrees of success. And so I heard that this was going to be back to the original film negs, done properly in 4K. So I was very excited. So yeah, so I worked my way through them, and I have to say, picture-wise, all of them 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very happy with the picture quality. Particularly You Only Live Twice, because that was the one film out of the six I have had issues with the last restoration that was done by Lowry, and that's all we've ever seen since. So, just for a bit of context here, there was the original DVD release in 2000. I love that. It's beautiful. But then in 2006, we had the Ultra Edition DVDs. You remember those? And they came in the little attaché case. And that was done by Lowry. And they supposedly went back to the original negs and restored them frame by frame. Now, as I say, varying degrees of success. One of those films I was not happy with the color grade, was You Only Live Twice. The colors looked a little bit washed out in places. The color palette just wasn't as colorful as the original 2000 DVD release. And I watched it and just thought, that just doesn't really look as nice. And I'd
Mm.
compare them, and I'm like, no, that sunset's not as vivid as this one, and their skin tones are a little bit washed out as what's going on. So I never watched that version of it, the Lowry version. I've always watched my original DVD, and obviously when you upgrade, etc., the original DVD, it's not HD, it's serial digital, looks a little bit soft. So yeah, so I was very interested to see what that one was going to look like, and I was very, very happy with this. Thank goodness. The colors are rich. It's got that wonderful color palette that we had back in the 2000 restoration. And before that, I remember the ITV prints back in the 90s had those rich colors. So yeah,
Okay.
this is,
All
but
right.
it's, I think it's very much a personal thing, but yeah. So
Good
yeah,
to
so
know.
that, but
I like this.
my
Rob's
main,
got his huge A4 pad out. He means
yeah,
business.
so and I mean I just to caveat this, I work in broadcast and part of my job is color grading, so I'm probably more critical of this sort of thing than the average Joe would be.
Mm.
But that's just me. But yeah, so my main issue with these, unfortunately, is the audio. So we have new Dolby Atmos remastered audio on all of these discs. Now, on the Blu-ray releases that we had in 2012, they did, and in fact, before that, in 2006, with the Ultra Edition DVDs from Lowry, they had new 5.1 mixes of the original early films, which you think, well, how can they do that? It was done in mono. How can you do it? But they did. But they added new sound effects to a lot of those films. And this has been covered a lot. If you're into this sort of thing, you'll know all about this. And Norman Wanstall, who did the sound effects of the Bond films, the original Bond films, he was absolutely horrified when he found out about this,
No,
etc.,
no.
etc. Yes, this has been an ongoing issue since 2006,
With all of the
and
Seans.
with all of the films up to Diamonds Are Forever. Okay,
Mm.
so yeah, so I was, but this is Dolby Atmos. This is new again, a whole new mix that's meant to be coming out with your five speakers, and it's meant to be perfect. And there's been a lot of feedback over the years since 2006 about this, saying, "How dare you put new sound effects? What are you doing, messing about with the audio?" So fair enough, and I was one of those voices. So I thought, okay, if they're gonna, it's nice to have your surround sound for these films and to get these things coming out, sounds coming out of your ear speakers, etc., as long as it's true to the original film. And if they can do that, then great. And when they do it, it works really well. So I had high hopes here. I was fingers crossed. So I watched these films with the Dolby Atmos track switched on. Now it's important to note here that these films also include the original mono mix. Thank God.
So what does that mean? That you can have the mono mix on if you want. You can switch between the
Yes,
two.
you switch between it. So if you're listening to the new Dolby Atmos and you don't like it,
Hmm.
which was the case for me, you switch it over to the original mono mix, how it was released back in the day. But they have restored that as well. So it's very clear. The clarity is very good. It's coming through all the speakers. It's just you haven't got the surround mix with different. It doesn't sound stereo, It doesn't have to, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah. So I thought, well, let's just listen to it with a new Dolby Atmos mix, see what they've done.
Hmm.
Hopefully, they'll have sorted it all out and it's all going to be good. So I'll go through them film by film.
Okay.
So, Dr. No, there were a couple of issues I found with the Dolby Atmos mix, unfortunately. There's a
Hmm.
really big issue where in the scene where Bond is with Mr. Jones and he's in the car leaving the airport at the beginning of the film, and he's
Hmm.
being tailed
A
and they
very
pull
nervous
over.
passenger.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he asks Jones to get out and they have the little fight. Now there's music here, okay?
Hmm.
Now, and funnily enough, it's the same music you hear later on in the film when he's in the swamp and he strangles the guy. It's just the way Monty Norman did it.
It's the same
It's
music that
like,
we use for the David Zaritsky jingle.
yeah, yes, da 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 da, dee, 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 da da. David, David, talk to me.
Now talk.
So everyone knows this music. Okay. If you're a Bond fan,
Now
you know
talk.
this like the back of it. Yeah. So it's very, very jarring for you now. If you watch this film on the new 4K disc, they bloody edited it. They've edited the music. They've changed it. So it starts correctly, and then halfway through the fight, they do an edit, and then you get another bit of the music, and you notice the cut. It's like what the hell was that? It's like it almost sounds like a mistake, but maybe that's just because I know it really well. It'd be very interesting to put this film in front of someone who's never seen it before and see if they notice it and if they think, "Oh, that sounded a bit wrong." But yeah,
Right.
why would you do that?
Right.
So
So
yeah,
they've truncated it and looped it, or they've just split it. How
so they've
did?
split it. They've
Okay.
split it. So they make a cut, and then they bring in. So they change it to a bit of music that they think works better, I guess, with how the scene ends. And it's the same bit of music, but it's really jarring when you
They're
know the
trying
film.
to elongate it
Yeah,
to
they're trying
fit
to
the
improve
scene
it.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
No, they're trying
and
to lengthen it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like, what are you doing? I
All
mean,
right.
they haven't lengthened it. It's the same duration. They've just
Ah.
got a little different bit of music at the end because they make an edit in the middle.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's get to
So that's
the.
bullshit. And then the other thing on Doctor No is when Bond arrives at Miss Taro's house and he rings the doorbell and it cuts and she says, "Just a minute." She's got the towel.
Mm.
They've added an extra doorbell ring
Oh, yeah.
when
You
she's
don't.
inside.
Mm.
Why? So yeah, not happy about that. So that's Doctor
Too
No.
many doorbells. Yeah.
Yeah. From Russia with Love, there's only one gripe here, and most people would never notice this, but I have done. In the scene with M,
What does
when
that
he's
say?
being briefed at the beginning,
Mm.
and he's handed the photograph,
Yeah.
and Sean says, uh,
It could be a
"What
trap.
if?" Yeah, well, Sean says, "What if when she meets me, I don't come up to oh,
Her
I can't remember the
standards. Yeah.
words now. Standards, yeah, yeah." And Emma says, "Just make sure that you do." Sean then makes a sound. He grunts and he goes, "Mm, hmm."
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that hmm has been changed.
Okay. What's he doing
They've
instead?
changed it to a hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow, Rob, you're
And it's
blowing the
like,
lid off this thing.
what are you doing? It's like, that's actually quite funny where Sean goes, it's almost like he's clearing his throat, you know? It's like, just make
Mm.
sure that you do. I mean,
Mm.
why do that? Why change the grunt? Why? I just,
Okay.
honestly,
Right.
Goldfinger, there's only one issue with this, and this has been well documented and talked about because we've had this in the past with restorations in inverted commas. They don't have the door slam at the end of the pre-titles when it goes into the title song with Shirley Bassey.
Mm.
So when Bond says shocking, positively shocking,
Yeah.
opens door, closes it, bang, there is a door slam as we cut to the first beat of the titles. That door slam was removed previously,
Hmm.
and people had complained about it, and I thought they'll put it back, and they haven't done it.
All right.
Still
Okay. Look,
missing.
we we're all out of problems as a society if we're this enthusiastic and we complain so fervently about door slams being omitted from films of
Well,
1964.
for me, I think that's a really important thing because the door slam goes into the titles, and the fact that it's not there loses the impact. It really upsets me, and it really fucking annoys me. So that's Goldfinger. Okay.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Thunderball.
Mm.
Now with Thunderball, there's a checkered history here. I won't go into it in too much detail, but there's a checkered history with different sounds and different bits of dialogue, etc., etc. And if you're a geek like me, you'll see on the original extras they even talk about this because there were different versions, there were different prints, different lines of dialogue. So, for example, when Bond is at Largo's pool and he escapes, and there's the shark, he
Hmm.
says, "Sorry, old chap, better luck next time."
Hmm.
There's another version, which was the original widescreen VHS release, where he says, "Now you can tell about the one that got away." So there's those two. And then I think there's a line with Largo in the Disco Volante. We've still got one more bomb aboard. We've still got one bomb aboard. And the way he delivers the line is different. And then at the end, you have the end credit music. In some versions, it is the James Bond theme, the original Monty Norman James Bond theme. Other version, it's orchestration of the Thunderball music. So, and this on this Blu-ray, sorry, yeah, this 4K Blu-ray,
Mm.
they do have the alternate versions. So they say you can have this version remastered or this version remastered. Or you can have this version in original mono or this version in original mono, which is the versions I've just
Mm.
discussed. So if you want to have your James Bond theme at the end, then you go for that version, which is the one that I'm most familiar with. So I choose that. So that's fine. I'm glad that they've done that and they've given you that option. That's really good. And there's been a lot of stuff that they did in the past with this, with the original Larry restoration, where they added sound effects to the Spectre door opening at the beginning in that scene in Paris. And it was really loud. I was like, what the hell have they done there? This is meant to be a secret room. And they've made this great clattering, banging sound to the door. Then that was removed for the Blu-ray, thank God. And they have kept that out.
Okay.
So
All
they've
right.
learnt.
All right. So that's
But
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
they've added the sound of a car driving up to Shrublands on the very first shot of Shrublands, where underneath Largo is saying conveniently located near the NATO airspace. And that sound was never there of this Rolls Royce driving up. So I'm like,
Mm.
fuck, why have you done that? Why have you added that sound effect? You don't need to do that. It's the only thing they've done in the whole thing, but it's annoyed me so much. I'm never going to listen to the Dolby Atmos track because I can't bear it. I can't stand new sound effects. So that's Thunderball.
Okay.
Now, you only live twice. Okay, so again, your eyes are glazing over, Pete. I'm getting too geeky here, aren't
I
I?
I've just written down one thing, Lowry. Does anyone else think bad boys when they hear Lowry?
Okay.
It's the
Well,
name of
anyway,
the name of the office. One of them is like Officer Larry. Anyway, that's the only thing
so
I've
back
written. The
so
only thing I've
so
got.
back to you only live twice. So the Lowry version originally, they again added new sound effects to this film. And again, there's been a lot of criticism out about this. And they had removed them in this version. Right at the beginning, when you see space capsule cutting off the wire, and poor old Chris, the astronaut, goes off into space. They added a new sound effect when the thing closed. That has now been removed, and we've got the original. I thought, oh, thank God. Thank goodness for that. They've gone back to the original. But no, later on, when Bond is fired out of the torpedo after his meeting with M, and all the lights are coming on, they added sound effects when each light comes on that were never there, and they've still got them. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, what are you doing? So that really annoyed me. And not only that, they have now added some new music to a scene that never had music. So when Bond he first arrives in Japan and he's walking through Tokyo, and you've got those ladies with their handbags talking into their handbags, and he goes into the sumo wrestling building, right? As it cuts and he's inside the sumo wrestling building, the music is meant to stop. It ends. Not on this version. They carry on with new music that we've never had before. And it's basically the same music you get when Bond and Aki leave the sumo wrestling, where it goes dum dee 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 dum dee dee
Have
dee.
you flagged
And
this
they've
up with music of Bond boys? You know, the
not yet, no. But it's just
Logan and
like, what are
JW
you
and
doing?
Chris.
It's very low. You can hear it under the dialogue when he's talking in Japanese, but it's like, why have you done it? Why have you added this? I'm like, fuck's sake. So I have to switch it off, I put it on the original mono. And then last but not least, oh, actually, no, one more note I've got from that. They have, in the scene where Bond is in the plane taking off with Helga Brandt, right, when he's supposedly seduced her and it cuts and the plane takes off, they've added a new sound to the plane taking off that was never there before. Right.
I'm
And then
starting to. So I'm looking at this beer, right? My cat sitter left 4 beers in the fridge, and I thought, oh, that's nice. I'll power through all those tonight. And I've just realised, listening to this, not enough.
oh dear.
I'm
Well,
gonna
it's
have
all right.
to. I'm gonna
We've
have to
only got
go
one film. We've only
top
got one film
shelf.
left now.
Top
Diamonds
shelf.
Are Forever. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I was very pleased that they fixed the disgraceful new sound effect of the cat screeching as it went into the titles, because they replaced that with some new cat. I mean, how dare they? So
Mm.
they've kept the original,
Mm.
but they still have new sound effects when the fucking helicopter crashes at the beginning with Winton Kid in the desert in
Yeah.
South Africa. So when the helicopter crashes, there was never a sound effect there, and that was added originally in Larry, and they bloody kept that in. So I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And then later on, when you see the laser in space, right, firing and blowing stuff up, they added awful new laser sound effects going pew,
Mm.
and they had removed those initially, and I was like, oh, good, they haven't got those. And then the very last one, when they fire rockets in Red China, they bloody got it there. So they get rid of them for the first two, and then they keep. It's like they all can't be asked for the next one. Let's just like go off to lunch and just keep that one in that annoys everyone.
Okay.
It's like, what are you
All right.
doing?
So
And then in one
okay.
more thing,
Yeah.
sorry,
All right, no
one more
problem.
thing. In Tiffany's flat in Amsterdam, when Bond first goes in there, right, and you know she's got some music playing in the background, like a little instrumental of Diamonds Are Forever, right?
Yeah.
And she's got the wig on.
Yeah, I like that bit.
Then she goes into her bedroom and she gets the glass and she puts the stuff on and she takes a photograph, right? The music dips, right? The music has always dipped when she goes into bedroom because it's playing in the other room.
Mm.
Not in this version, it's at the same level all the way through. I was like, this is appalling. This is so sloppy. What are you doing? You just can't be asked. So, yeah, very, very cross about this.
Well done,
End
Rob.
of review.
That was about as granular and comprehensive as anyone has reviewed sound effects and background noise
And
and
have
cat
we lost all?
screeches and
We've
door
lost all our
slammings.
listeners, have we? We've like
Well, I can't add anything to it, Rob, because But what I would say is, have you listened to any of the other reviews out there? I know Calvin did one, and
No,
have you?
no one has done a review about the sound effects.
No one.
No one.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Culture of Bond, not Culture of Bond. Our friend Joe Sylock,
Bond enthusiast.
Bond enthusiast, he's done reviews of them on Instagram, and he hasn't mentioned any of this, so I
Wow.
don't think he's noticed.
You've blown the lid off this, Rob.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one has mentioned this. Although Mark Ashby has noticed some of it, and we've been corresponding
Mm.
on Facebook about this, and I think Dave Norris knows about it too, my friend, the projectionist,
Yep.
who actually knew someone at Warner Home Video who was making it and briefed them on what to do and what not to do, and there's still problems. And he said, "Don't worry. There's also we all know about these issues with the Dolby Atmos. I will be emailing them feedback."
God, Rob.
So,
Do you know what? I wonder if the day will come where you'll be sitting down with your future wife, and on your first date, she will bring up, "Can you believe that they fucking dipped the music in the Diamonds Are Forever scene when she's taking the photo?" And you'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm marrying you on the spot." You would you would just both of you would the
well,
cosmos would collapse in on
hope
itself, would it?
you never know. There might be some lady like that out there at one of these Bond events, and
I
you
would
never know.
fucking hell if you
I
if you find her, you get her in a headlock and
I
drag her
I
back to
have to
yours.
say, our mutual friend Kyle Barbeau
Yeah.
is very much on board with all of this, and we bonded over this when we first met in the Bahamas, and we spent a whole night talking about this at the bar.
And did you finish with, "God, if we were both gay right now, we'd be perfect for each other"?
Funnily enough, we didn't. No, we
No,
just
no.
became good friends
Oh,
instead.
okay. Wow, you get
Anyway,
you get the
moving swiftly on.
how about Rob? Well, we got to crack on. We got to finish this fucking episode. I'm gonna have to get another beer. I might have to go to the off license, get some top up. But well done, Rob. You've done the Lord's work there. Congratulations.
Good.
How about we?
Anyone has any questions, they can find me on Instagram, Fetch'emLad77.
Okay, very good. All right, fantastic. So let's do this, shall we? Let's
We
finish
got
off
we
the
got to do
show.
the next minute, haven't
We've
we?
got minute 120.
Yeah.
This,
Sponsored by
thank you for reminding me. This minute is sponsored by.
Wild and Hart.
There you go. Well done, Wilde&Harte, my favorite, our favorite razor brand. Hey, Rob, we should say. They are
Yes.
British made. They are bloody beautiful. And in fact, Paul, the founder, and I, we're kind of texting back and forth because he's a huge cricket lover. I love cricket as well. Used to make cricket bats back in the day. And obviously, it's been a great week for England cricket. Rob, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah. Razors and cricket. Two subjects that you draw complete blanks over. But we have a discount code. It's in the show notes. It's Taylor's 20. You can get 20% off these beautiful razors. Do check them out. They're supporting the show, so we'd appreciate if you supported them. All right, Rob. We left it. Vesper was tearing up.
She was.
Bond has just what's he done? He just done. He's just said goodbye to Mendel, I think, hasn't he? And they've switched
He
over.
has. He's given her the password, and he's had a little chuckle at Mendel, and she's got her head in her hands.
All right, let's see how we get on with this.
Was your smile, your little finger. You'd still be more of a man than anyone I've ever met.
Oh, Rob.
That's because you know what I can do with my little finger.
I have no idea.
But you're aching to find out.
You're not going to let me in there, are you? You've got your armor back on. How's that?
I have no armor left. You stripped it from me. Whatever is left of me. Whatever is left of me. Whatever I am, I'm yours.
Oh, there it is. There it is. How about that? Now,
Well,
Rob.
it's all getting to her now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all building up.
She's emotional.
Oh,
She
God.
can't cope. It's funny.
Just,
So Mickey
yeah, go on.
G said on the audio commentary that I've got,
Mm.
Mickey G said that a lot of people said she's a goner as soon as Bond said, "I love you."
She's dead, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, right,
yeah,
because it's a trope.
yeah,
Right, yeah, because
yeah. Because you can see Bond's in love with her, and as soon as Bond falls in love with her, she's gonna die.
so that's
Yeah,
interesting.
and
So you have the classic, they would always say, look, we need to follow the template. Broccoli would say this with the Bond girls, right? You
mm.
have one that would, what was it? One would, Bond would fall in love with him and she would die. No, one is like disposable, right? The disposable Bond girl. And
Oh
there's a
yes, the sacrificial lamb.
sacrificial lamb, thank you.
Mm.
She would die. And then you have one that would stay with Bond through to the end and she must survive.
Mm.
Is there
That's
another
right.
one? Am I forgetting one?
No, well, I mean, I think the sacrificial lamb doesn't always have to be a Bond girl as well. It can be someone else like Wall,
Right.
you know. But often it is a girl.
And isn't there another one
So
that like a flimsy one, like just brushing up on a little Danish Bond girl, something
yeah, I mean,
something quick and
they vary from film to film. But yeah, there was this thing that Roald Dahl was given, wasn't he, when he
yes,
wrote
that's it. Thank you.
because he had only ever seen Goldfinger. He hadn't seen any of the other three films
Mm,
when he wrote You Only Live Twice. And so they gave him this brief, didn't they? And said, this is what you need to do. You need to have this character doing this character doing that, this character dying, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
So yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's you can see it. You'll have one girl at the beginning, like a
Mm.
Skyfall. It will be the girl in the beach, right? Or he's banging her up against the wall and drinking
Oh,
Heineken.
with the Heineken,
Yeah,
yeah.
when he's down and out.
Do we know her name? We never know her name, do we?
No, no, no.
No.
Movie
Have to...
sex girl.
There's a there's a question for the listeners. What's that girl called?
In real life or just in the film?
In the character. I'd love to know what the
Oh,
character's called.
oh,
I don't know. That's a good quiz question. Yeah.
up against the wall girl. Sorry. I don't know. That's a good one. Yeah, I'd like to know.
But
And
yeah,
then,
no, yeah, you're
well,
right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
what is the name of the Spectre girl at the beginning?
Spectre Girl.
Yeah, in the pre-titles. Where are you going? I'll be right back. That girl, he turns up in costume with her, gets into the hotel, and then takes the costume off.
Oh, Inspector.
Yeah.
When you said Spectre Girl, I thought you meant a Spectre Girl in the Skyfall.
Oh,
Okay,
come
yeah,
on.
so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've moved on a film. Yeah, Spectre. Yeah, yeah. What's she
See?
called?
Well, um,
We don't know any of these girls' names, do we?
exactly. Oh no, she does have a name because she's actually got a line of dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But so
Yeah.
okay, so there's a yeah, so you're right.
So
So there's
there's
the girl at the beginning of You Only Live Twice, the
yeah,
Chinese girl who's in Casino Royale.
yeah.
We see her there, don't we?
I got
Yeah,
a
that's
feeling Roger
interesting.
has a lot more. A Moonraker, the girl on the plane. Any more,
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Bond, mate.
yes.
Yeah, so
My
you have
ears will
loads.
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always
And
one,
Sue Vanner at the beginning of The Spy Love Me, the
right?
cabin girl.
So there's
He has just
always,
left. He has just left.
yes, there's always one casual fuck, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't think he fucks Marie. He just strangles her, doesn't he, at the beginning?
Marie.
Is there something I can do for you? Yes, there's something I'd like you to get off your chest.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. My favorite. My favorite.
Denise Perrier.
Is that
That's
her?
who's played Marie. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, Rob,
but yeah,
yeah. But it's interesting because Vesper is both the love and the sacrificial lamb.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now that
She's
only ever
breaking
the only other time that happens is Majesty's, isn't
Majesty's.
it, with
Yeah, yeah.
Tracy? Yeah.
Majesty.
Because they are in love and they actually get married. Spoiler alert, she dies. Anyone
So,
who's not seen it.
so yeah, she's completely fallen for him. This is the magic moment. They fall in love. It's movie dialogue. What did I write down in the notes, Rob? So, because it's all about passwords, what I did was Google popular
Oh
passwords.
yes. Now this is really interesting what yeah, because you sent me
Do,
your notes. This is
do you
really
see the show
interesting.
notes? So,
Yeah.
I'm going to put this to you. Now, don't tell me if you have this in any current password, but have you previously ever used a Bondian password? Like was it knockers and chair, like from GoldenEye, for example?
No,
Or have you ever used 007?
no.
Okay, very good. Rob, all right. I'm gonna have to
Have you?
underline it. Be not. Oh, yes.
No, because people could guess that if they know me. They know I'm into Bond. They'll be like, "Oh, let's think of a Bond password."
So it's definitely
That's
something Herbie
silly.
car related, isn't it?
No,
Vespa. Oh, yours could
no.
actually be Vespa.
Well,
Your
it could be,
cat.
but
Yeah.
I've never used Vespa.
All right.
No.
Okay, so I had loads of stuff about passwords. Vespa actually writes in the correct numeric keypad, like we talked about earlier. Bond doesn't actually write it incorrectly. He enters 836547, and the correct numeric way of putting this into a keypad is
Yes.
837737. So she does it correctly. Bond does it incorrectly.
Yes. Now that's really interesting. I mean, is that just like really shit continuity?
I think so. I think so. I don't think at that point the writers knew what the password would be.
Really?
I don't know.
Surely they did.
I don't know.
It's very straight. Yeah, because we covered this before, didn't we, in
We
the
did.
casino? And
Let's not go over. Um,
no.
but
It's
so
worth mentioning though, because this is when you see, oh, that's not what he put in before.
sure. So that's semi interesting. Why don't people write in with their passwords? And let me
Yes,
know
yes.
if it's like the number plate to the DB5 or something. Have you ever
Bond
used
related
a Bond related
passwords.
password? Because I
Yeah.
want to know. Because apparently
Yeah.
loads and loads of people do.
Okay.
I also Googled, is it right to bring chocolates for patients for some reason? Uh, and
I think people
someone,
normally bring grapes, don't they?
yeah, the grapes came up. I did then go
Yeah.
down a rabbit hole of should you bring chocolates for nurses and doctors after they patch you up? And I went down a rabbit hole with this, and one guy wrote back saying, all you got to do is look at the staff. If they look underweight, go with chocolates. If they look overweight, go with flowers or other non-food items. Oh yeah. So I love the fact that someone's taking in the the waistline
Yes.
into this.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Brilliant.
probably about it, Rob.
Yeah.
Shall we? Well, look, we've got a Patreon episode to crack on with, haven't we?
We have, yes, yes.
All right, but a little bit of admin before we finish up. Somebody bought a map. Yes, Rob. Someone bought a map.
Yay!
LondonBondMap.co.uk is a place you can buy one of the maps if you're interested in the locations of Bond. You might be coming to London. We put a map together for you all. And Connor Lee, you've got a map and it's going your way. So you bought a map. Thank you very much. You get a thank you from M.
Oh, thank you, 007.
All right, Rob, let's do the Patreon show. Until next time, listeners.
Ciao.